Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky194, and appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit. And I just wanted to go over a few things. I'm kind of just making this video off the cuff, really not a planned thing. Excuse me. So just kind of bear with me. I figured it'd be kind of better that way, just kind of shooting off the hip and what I'm thinking. And of course, you're looking at a beautiful new M4 BMW M4 GT3 car. Again, ACC pretty much knocked it out of the park. And I'm going to go over a few things that, are just my opinion. And again, a lot of these things are just my opinion. Also, excuse me talking. Haven't been pretty much burning the candle at both ends. So I probably sound a little lethargic or a little tired. And really not too enthused, but I am. It's just I'm really tired. Worked pretty much 65 hours in the last 5 days. So it just kind of wears you out. Not a young kid no more. So, but basically, still trying to find the energy to play with ACC and of course with this update and this beautiful M4. I can't say enough as far as Takunos and ACC. And I'm not saying everything's perfect because I'm gonna go over some of these things that are, I think, really great, and some things that are still needing a little bit of work and dialing in. But that's always the way it is. I mean, it's never done. So I don't see it. I mean, to me, it doesn't bother me, and I think it's great. First, let's go over the BMW M4, and of course, I'm going to go over the liveries. And I figured this video, I usually show a lot of go through the liveries. Some of them are just absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's really, really nice looking. But first, of course, let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that's the BMW. I mean, I've been driving it at a bunch of different circuits, trying to see running it through its paces, and I really haven't really run it at Monza or a Paul Ricard or anything like that. I'll probably be doing that here soon. Pretty much hitting a lot of the shorter tracks and the medium tracks and things like that. And the car feels so nice, so balanced. Big car. But again, I really like the BMW M6, and I really like this car. It has a lot of the same attributes. Very stable. Just pinpoint accuracy of where you're going, and so I really like the car. The balance of the car is really nice. It really has some good front end feel, which is really important to me because it's really hard to be confident and push hard if you can't really feel what the front end is doing. So again, we're going to get into a little bit more detail. So I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please hit the like and subscribe, because it really makes a big difference with my small little channel and me taking the time to make content that y'all like. And I definitely don't want to do stuff that y'all aren't interested in. So any comment or feedback is always really great, and I appreciate it. Again, you see that? You can see my time. That was my best lap there. 1:50:37.15 to this point, but I did some tweaks to the setup and things like that, and that's another thing that's a whole new ball game. And I know you've heard it from other YouTubers and things, which is the truth. It's pretty much a new game. I mean, we're pretty much starting back at zero again in just about every way. I can't say that strong enough. Whether it's the setups, whether it's the driving, the force feedback, of course, the new tire model, everything is pretty much a completely new game. And that's at least, again, that's my opinion, but it's in a good way. And of course, sometimes you take a step or two back before you take a couple steps forward. That's just the nature of things, and I think that has some truth to that with this. Now again, of course, the console users, I think they're not going to get it till February, but I think you will really like it. I like it. I've driven a lot of not all the cars, but I've driven a lot of different, as much as I could, and a lot of different tracks. And I think they all drive really nice. That definitely different, so it's going to take some getting used to, especially the tires. Big difference there. But again, it's in a good way, and I think it's super communicative as far as the tires in the car. And you can see I ran a 136.76, so that's not as bad. It's not too bad anyway. For the for here for as Zandvoort, but again, it's not. I'm still off a good amount of time. So again, let's take a look at the car a little bit closer. And of course, it's absolutely gorgeous inside. Love the BMW wheel, which I see that's coming out. And I've seen a price tag. I think it's $1,400. Definitely going to be, but still, for what it is, that's reasonable because it's, same wheel that's in the real car. Again, as far as Kunos is concerned, I mean, all the little details, the carbon fiber inner door panels. This is the M4 GT3. Every little thing. I mean, look at all the writing on the tanks, all these things here. And again, you don't need it. Why do you, you don't have to have any of this stuff, but that's their passion, and I like that. And I think that I can't give props enough to ACC and Kunos as far as just all this. This is the love of sim racing and ACC, because none of this stuff makes a difference in the car driving or sounding or anything, but it gives you the immersion. It gives you the detail and the passion that they have. I mean, look at that. Every little line, cable, everything. And I really, truly, and you've heard this before, if you've been around my channel a lot, I think the insides look as good or better than the outsides in all their cars. It's so detailed and just absolutely mind-blowing. But again, and of course, you have this, which they implemented, which that shows how many liters is on the car, and actually is dynamic. I mean, it goes down and as you're burning the fuel down. Looks like they have a charging post there or something like that, or probably heats the oil or something like that. They got an electrical connector. But again, great car. I mean, it's got the straight six turbocharged. I think it's twin turbo if I'm not mistaken, but I could be. I'm not positive on that one, but I think it is. Love the M4 GT3 there on the carbon fiber grille. I think it's just an absolutely stunning car. I can't say that enough. It looks absolutely amazing. It feels great, and it's all for free. So I mean, you're not going to have any complaints out of me at all. And I think it's just a great looking car in every way. Some of the, I'm not saying goods or bads. The tires issue. Let's jump into that. Again, I'm just kind of going off the cuff, and I figured it'd be more not realistic, but just more my feelings and true feelings on everything that way, instead of trying to make up a script or trying to make up a schedule on what we want to talk about. As far as performance, all these cars I can see are definitely down at least a half a second, maybe more. Let's do a couple laps in the car. And let's see here. There we go. Get that right picture. They're down a good half a second to a second on my times. From what I've seen with a lot of the different cars that I've run, to me, it almost feels like all the cars have added weight. That's what it feels to me like. I mean, I'm not saying I know that for a fact, but if it basically it feels braking. It just feels like the car is heavy. All the cars. I'm not saying just the BMW. I'm saying pretty much in a general form, it seems like all the cars have gained weight in the BOP. So everything is completely different because the tires are completely different. Tuning the tires is different. Brake ducts are different. So obviously we're gonna have a lot of learning and a lot of adjusting. I mean, I've tried some of my setups and just ones I've had, and of course they're completely different than what they were. But as far as driving, they drive fine, but they're just not optimized. So yeah, you can plug in one of my older setups, and it should actually be fine, but there definitely needs some, they're just not optimized. It's not like you're gonna, so far all the ones I've driven, it's not like you're gonna go, probably 80% of it is fine, but you might have a few that are a little hard to control or this or that. But for the most part, they're all actually pretty good. It's just that they're not optimized, and you might be leaving a little performance on the table. Again, I mean, I look at the speed on the straightaway of this BMW here, and it's good. 156 is pretty good. But I have been seeing a lot of tracks that, it seems like the mile an hour on all the cars are down like 1 or 2 miles an hour over the same setup and same conditions and same everything. They're down about 1 or 2 miles an hour, and that acts like to me that basically they added weight. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of that would make it slow down a mile or two, over down a straightaway, especially when the car feels pretty good. So, and of course I'm going over cars that I already have run and have the setups and can look back and see what they did before the update. So again, I have a lot more testing to do. So I hope you all bear with me, and again, any comment or feedback is really important, because I try to do what y'all are interested in and would like to see. But again, it's just, it takes time to get things dialed in and to see what things like and what they don't like, because basically with a whole new physics engine, new tire model, everything is pretty much completely different. So, again, and I'm trying to find the performance and the balance, and that's one thing I like about the BMW is the performance and balance seems good over a longer, lap after lap, which like the M6 was pretty good about that. So again, I think the M4 is going off of the same thing, and pretty much just taking it to the next level and getting the, pretty much taking the baton from the M6 and just going on from there. And again, like I said, I ran a 136.76. That was my fastest. Now that's with the race fuel load. You saw that I had 70 liters on. So, and again, that's another thing that's changed. Fuel consumption's changed. Some cars are pretty close, but other cars like the AMG, it looks like they've made a pretty big difference on the fuel consumption of the car. So you're gonna have recalculate all those kinds of things. Don't take it for granted what you had. If you're doing a race, you need to recalculate it, because they seem all a little bit different. Some more than others. Of course, I have not driven all the cars, so I have not done all of them, but the ones I have, they are different fuel consumption. So again, that's another thing, part of the setup we have to figure out. Now, it really helps the AMG because it was probably the worst fuel mileage in ACC. Now it's right there in the pack. It's not the worst. Matter of fact, I was testing it, I can't remember what track, but actually it was getting better mileage than the Porsche. So to be honest, I don't think the BMW M4 is going to be the OP car. I really don't think. I think they have it balanced well from what I've seen in the times with different cars. They're all pretty close. They're all there. So the M4 is right there, but it's not like it's head and shoulders above anything, everything else. I'm sure there's going to be tracks where it might have an advantage, and other tracks it won't. From what I've seen with the Porsche, I don't, if there's a loser, it seems to be right now my early opinion on that, it seems to be the Porsche. It seems like it's lost a little more than the other cars. So I'll have to see if I can gain some of that back in the setups. But it just seems to me that it just, with the mileage, when you figure mileage and you figure everything, it just seems to be it's lost a little bit of its performance compared to some of the other cars. So let's go ahead and get out of this, and let's go check out the liveries. And there's some really nice ones. And of course, there was a update just came down today for the it's 1.8.1. Now, again, these are pretty much the same cars that were here before as far as the Aston Martin. I don't really see anything that's different about any of them. I think they were already in the game. There is one that I didn't see, is this one. That is a gorgeous car. I love that combination. Look at that. I mean, woof, that is really pretty. That is a pretty livery right there. And of course, it must be part of the Sprint because it doesn't have the extra lights at the bottom. So it must have done the just the Sprint series. It's a Pro-Am car, but that is one gorgeous Aston Martin right there. So really like that. And of course, insides and all, they all look, again, the same. But again, they look beautiful. Nothing, again, they haven't taken anything away from that. So let's go to the Audi. There's some different ones with the Audi that I did not see before. So that's kind of nice. These are all the same here. We all had those. So that's nice. But I think we all had these also. So again, I go through these. Now this one I don't remember. That's a nice one. Really like that. Really good looking. And these are the ones I really like. I love this livery here. This thing here is awesome looking. So I don't remember this one at all before the update. Great looking livery there. Don't remember any of these actually. So these are all really good looking cars. Again, these are the WRT. Very nice. I don't know. I think I ran Indianapolis, but I'm not sure. I thought I ran Indianapolis. That's why they have the American flag colors on there, and they got a couple different ones from that. They got two different, basically just flipped around what side the colors are. So, but still great looking liveries. Really like that. And of course you have this one, which that was already there before the update. And then I think there's a couple of these actually that aren't either that I don't I remember that one. Don't remember this one. This is a nice looking one too. Pretty just basic, but I think it looks really good. And again, that's I don't. Y'all can comment in the comment down below if I'm wrong. I might be wrong, but I don't remember seeing this one. So got that one. And now that was there. That was there. And I don't remember this one either. But so there's a couple different ones in there that I think look really nice. Audi again always has some great liveries. So that is the Audi. Now the Bentley is basically again, since this is 2021 cars, these were already in the game before the update. I mean, they might have changed a couple little things, but they're pretty much the same looking car, different numbers, and of course the endurance one. Great looking Bentley, but they're the only ones in the championship. So again, that's what you get. And of course, take a quick look at the BMW, which we just looked at. So again, I really think it's awesome looking, and just you can see all the hoses and all the detail. And look at that, you can see where the exhaust pipe comes down, coming out. I mean, just unbelievable detail in this car. Looks amazing. I really like driving it. It is fun. Heck, I like driving the M6. So this is definitely really fun, and the straight six sounds great. I don't have an issue. It has some really good sounds with it. And of course, talking about that, there's the M6, which again they already had these cars in from last year. So these are the same. I don't see anything different with them. There could be something, but I really don't see anything different. But great, again, I still am a fan of the M6. I like it. And go to the Evo. There's the Ferrari. These cars were already in there. And you got the Iron Lynx cars. They're really nice looking. Really like those. You have, and of course, you got the all-women team right there. That's a nice looking car. And of course, you know, you have the inside. It looks amazing, just like on all of the cars. And let's see, let's go. Then there's no new Honda. Lamborghini Evo. So here's the Evo. Now again, all these cars, go through them pretty quick. They were all already in the game, so I really don't see anything different about them. And of course, these email Frey Racing. So I mean, I don't remember it saying Total Energies on a lot of these. So maybe it was. I don't remember. But anyway, that might be something that they added. It might be a sponsor that it's on all the cars. So it's the series sponsor. Of course, you had the Barwell car, which is a great looking car. I've done some setups with that. Really nice. Couple different liveries for sprint and 24-hour. And of course, you have the Grasser Racing, which is nice looking also. Of course, that was already there. And then the FFF Racing Team, which they only have the two cars, which are nice looking cars. I love the watch on the top. I've always liked that. That's really nice looking. Really, but see, like I said, they all have that Total Energies on the back. So again, but they have been part of the game for a while. And then this one, I don't remember this one. So this is, it might have been on there. I just don't remember it. So VS Racing. A little different. So that's the Evo. Of course, there's no new Lexus and McLaren. Of course, you have this one. Of course, you get this was already in there. I think they're the same. Yeah, just a little bit different. A little bit different here and there, but they're pretty much the same. This is the same. Again, another nice looking car. I really like this paint scheme. The Inception Racing looks really good. And so does the JP Motorsport. I really think this one looks nice also. Of course, these were already part of the game before the update. And then the AMG. Very nice. I'll show you one that's pretty much my new favorite. Again, these all look good. I got that. That's an endurance. That wasn't in there before. That one, the new 88 car, which I saw in racing later in the year. I think from Spa on they had this livery, but it looks even better in ACC. I love all the AMG all over the car like that. I mean, this is a great looking car. I love the red fading into black and then back into red again. This is definitely awesome looking. I've driven this already for a while, trying to figure out some setups, you know, trying to see how it performs. But I love this livery. Great looking car. And of course, then you go back to the 89 car, which is the other blue and white and gray and all that. Still a great looking car. And then you have the Get Speed, which that was in there before. Again, there are probably some small little differences, but pretty much the same car. And HRT, got the big pink car. These were already in there. This one, I don't remember this car. This car here, I don't remember it, but I think it looks really nice. Different color with the color scheme on it, but I think it looks really good. Very nice car. And of course, I'm a big AMG fan. I love the AMG. I think they look and sound great. Of course, the Mad Panda, which is always a favorite. That was already in there, and you can see it's just a little different between the one and the other. A couple little bit different stickers and things from the Sprint to the 24-hour. Great looking car. Some great looking cars. These Ram Racing. They have really got some nice liveries. That one's okay. I mean, it's all right. But these next two, this one is different. That's a different one. That wasn't in there. That if I remember, the two-tone, that looks awesome. I think that is just an absolutely awesome looking car. Great, great livery. And of course, then the other one to it, which was this one. This was already in the game, but still great looking. Definitely gonna see that running around the track. Can't miss that. And then you come down to here. And these are pretty much the same cars. I mean, a little different maybe, but pretty much the same thing. I like that. That looks really nice. Good looking car. I definitely like this paint scheme. And then let's see, you got this one, which again I think is really cool with the little stormtrooper. That was already in the game though, because I've driven this a while and did some setups with this one. I think it looks really nice. And then you have this car here, which is again a Sprint, and then this one, which is the Endurance. Again, good looking cars. I think they look really nice. Definitely. And the last one is one that I have definitely driven a few times. I really like also. It's pretty plain, but it's just simple and nice looking. But good looking car, I think. So again, that's the AMG. And then, of course, the last one is the Porsche. Now, the Porsche has always had some really nice liveries, but these are probably the best they've ever been. So really great liveries with the Porsche, some new ones that I've never seen before. Again, you have this one, which is, you know, the GPX Racing. It's their only one on here. So again, great looking car. Go to dynamic, and you have the three that it has, the 254s and the 56. So they look nice. And Earl Bamber. See, I don't remember this one. This one's different. Kind of a different livery. And then you have T2 Racing, which is this one. Again, another totally different livery. Very nice. Definitely some bright colors in there. And you got the Herberth Motorsports. That was, of course, they were there, but they didn't have this car. They had some other different ones, which I think looks really nice with this. I don't know. I mean, I guess you can call it like a candy apple red. It kind of like, that's what it kind of looks like to me. But I like that. It looks really good. Good looking car. Love the contrast. Nice. And then you have the Huber Motorsports, which that's a new one. I don't remember that one. And again, another nice livery. I like this one also. Looks really good. There's plenty of Porsche liveries to choose from. So then these, the KCMG or KC Motorsport Group. I mean, this is some really good looking ones. Now, they have some nice ones before, but I think they look even better here. This is some really nice ones. I love the color combination, and they're both different. You have this one, the 18, and then the 47 is that. And that's really nice looking also. So I really like both of them. I think both liveries are just stunning. Awesome job by, again, everybody at ACC, just doing all these. And again, all for free. I mean, how can you complain? I mean, all for free. Oh, I mean, it's just absolutely awesome. And you got this one here. This is a different one. I don't remember this car. before. It's okay. I don't mind it. Not one of my favorites, but it still looks fine. Looks good. You can see all of them. I mean, we didn't have that many before. This is a really cool one. This is one I really like also. I love the contrast like that satin gray, and then you got that green looking around it. It looks really, really nice. Of course, in memory of the victims of the flood disaster. They must be probably talking about the Nürburgring. That was awful. Just crazy stuff. But the car looks amazing. One of my favorite liveries that I've seen so far, in my opinion, is this one. Looks just stunning. And of course, then the last one is this one, which we had this car, which is a good-looking car. Great, definitely different kind of livery. And of course, it's got a few different stickers on it. Different. Got a big, looks like a big duck or something on the front there. A couple little different things that are. I think they only had the one before the update, so now you have the 3. So again, that is all the liveries. Now let's go over. Let's go over some of the settings and some of the things that are on the graphics. So I'm gonna go back and let's leave with that. Of course, that's the BMW. So let's go over a few different things. Now, one, of course, is you have the graphics. Now, again, these are my graphics. I've been messing with this to see what it likes and what it doesn't like. Now, one thing that again, this is just my opinion. I don't know this for fact, okay, but I've been testing it with the DLSS off, and I mean, it takes a big hit in performance compared to what it used to be. And I do have I got a, I don't. It's not the absolute top of the best PC, but I do have a 3950X processor, 64 gigs of RAM, and the RTX 3090. So it's it's not a slouch, and it's still pretty much the performance was not too good. Now the reason I say that is probably what they've done. Again, I do not. This is my opinion. But of course, they're putting more information in. Of course, your force feedback now is 400 hertz. So again, they're having more information put in. I noticed in the tracks, there seems to be a little more detail, or a little bit more, like the crowds are more. You have a little bit more of this and that. And of course, that all takes processing power. So again, I think what they did is, since they have DLSS and the FSR both, they upped trying to make things look better, more immersive. Of course, you have more information being processed with the 400 hertz and the force feedback and all that. So it does pull the system down if you don't enable DLSS, because obviously that's why they implemented it, the DLSS and the FSR. So then you can counter that and get your performance back up by enabling those. At least that's what I see. That's my opinion, because when I disabled it, it took a hit. I mean, my same settings that I had before were nowhere near what they used to be. I mean, I could average 100 to 115 frames, and basically I lost, a third of that. I mean, I lost probably the same exact settings with nothing enabled. I basically knocked it, dropped down to 70, 80, 90 frames. So, I've lost, like I say, a third of my performance, and I think it's because there's more things going on and more processing. So basically, to get that back, you enable the DLSS or enable the FSR, which I highly recommend taking advantage of that. Either way, whichever one that works best for you, and go from there. Okay, and then my performance now is back where it was. Even though all these, it's all the, more information and more things are happening. And of course, my resolution's 100. My view distance is epic. Shadows are epic. Shadow distance is high. I have the contact shadows disabled. I probably could go back and forth. I want to test that still. Of course, I'm using temporal, and I got the DLS quality on balanced. So basically, I had it on quality, and it was fine there, but it was still hitting it hit a little bit, so I put it back to balanced, especially if you have some big fields. If you're doing offline racing, and let's say you have a 30 or 40 car field, it does kind of hurt some of the performance, so I put it back to balanced, and it helps out a lot. And of course, the sharpness goes with that. It seems like I'm keeping it right. I'm playing with that, so again, this is something that is in constant change, but so far I'm going with the basically at 20% for the sharpness and keep it lower, because again, if you look at this, it says, as far as the sharpness, recommended to be used inversely with the quality mode. So the higher the quality, the lower sharpening percentage you need. So of course the recommended default is 0, and that's what I had it at when I had it at when I had the quality at the highest setting. I had the sharpness down at 0, but now I got it balanced, and I raised the sharpness to like 20%. And I'll play with that a little bit and see how that works. Of course, I have FSR disabled, effects at 80, or at epic, post-processing epic, foliage high, texture is epic, mirror quality is high, mirror distance 100 meters, mirror frame rates auto. So some of these things I've actually turned up a little bit from my other settings. Materials quality, again, if you put that at epic, it's going to take a hit, just like it did before. That's one of the biggest draws. So again, I have that at high, but that's what I had it before the update. Bloom quality I have at high also, which was again the same. Volumetric fog is low, and foliage quality is high. And of course, I have 90% as far as the quality of what the other cars are that you're looking at. And of course, I have everything those enabled. Advanced sharpen filters enabled. I think I had that disabled before. Is unchanged, yeah. And I don't have. Let's see. It says. Sorry, yeah. Sharpness, and I don't. I have it enabled, but see the sharpness down here is grayed out. So again, saturation is 100%. Motion blur disabled. And of course, the camera dirt I knocked down to like 2.0 because that does take a little bit of a hit, and you get all the dirty windscreen and all that kind of stuff. But again, those are for right now, these are my settings, and they seem to be working really well in almost all conditions. And the best thing about this is, let's say you need to back it down a little bit to get your performance up. All you got to do is come to this one thing and then just hit, performance, because that's going to knock it down to where you basically have, more performance instead of as far as the eye candy. So you can do that really quick instead of having to make a bunch of adjustments, and that should hopefully help with a little bit of performance if you're having a big hit, if in CP server or multiplayer. But right now, balance seems to be working well for me, and I have that in my presets. So again, I sure hope you enjoyed this video, and again, I'm trying to not make it too long, and any comment or feedback is great. The laundry list of what they've changed is huge. So again, just before I go and end this video, I just want to say thank you to Kunos and ACC and to everybody out there, all my supporters and subscribers. I appreciate it, and I really think they're doing the right thing. You cannot come down with this large of an update, almost 7 gigs, and come up with this kind of update, and then also have a whole new tracks and all new everything else. Even if it was part of the DLC and you had to pay for it, it's just too much at one time. I think that the way they're implementing this is perfect, because I want to see new tracks just like everybody else does, but let's just back up and think about it for a second. Let's get this straightened out. Make sure it's all working right. And just like they had a hot fix come out today, they might have another one some other time. And then everybody can kind of digest this and figure out setups, figure out cars, because the model is completely different. So all you console users in the future, when you're going to get this, just be ready for that. Everything is different. Setting up the car is going to be completely different. driving the car feels different, and you really have to take care of the tires. You have to watch temperatures. You have to just, there's a lot of different things, even more important as far as the tires than it was before. So again, I think it's better to do it this way and try to go through, and hopefully, hopefully soon, not forever, which I don't think it will be, because I've already shown sneak peeks of Coda and things like that, and it'd be nice. Then maybe you can get some of these things worked out, and then the new DLC will come out with some more new cars and the new tracks and things like that, and then that's a home run. It's just, then it's like you can digest it a lot better that way. That's my opinion, and I really think that they're doing the right thing, and I'm really happy with how they've done this. A lot of work, a lot of things to figure out, but it's awesome, and I really enjoy driving in ACC. If you haven't noticed, I think it's the best sim, period, and I love their passion, and I really hope that you grow, share this or tell everybody else about this channel. I really would like to grow the channel and get more people in, and again, your feedback and comments would be great. I love talking to everybody, and we got a lot of stuff to have to be doing coming up, and I have some announcements that are coming very soon also. So I sure hope you come back and join me again. Y'all take care. See ya.